A very good evening to you all. Thank you for joining us here in Rwanda Television. Hope you had a productive week. My name is Olive Nete. Starting us off tonight, Monsignor Balthazar Nivuguruzwa, the new Bishop of the Kabgayi Catholic Diocese, prioritizes the development and welfare of the Christians, quality of education, and improving the diocese finance management. Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente, who attended the Episcopal ordination, ensured government's support for the development of the citizens. Prince Manzi kicks us off tonight.
Around noon on Saturday, Monsignor Balthazar Nivuguruzwa was handed over a crozier as a new bishop of Kabgayi. Monsignor Smaragde Mbonyintege, who formerly pastorated this diocese, presided over this ceremony. The new bishop of Kabgayi Diocese, Balthazar Nivuguruzwa, extended his gratitude to Pope Francis, who assigned him to pastorate this diocese, and assured his partnership with others towards the development of Christians spiritually and physically. Training Christians in faith. And that is why I think that in our diocese, we have to establish a school training our Christians. Another thing is improving the finance management. The president of the Episcopal Conference in Rwanda, Antoine Cardinal Kambanda, commended Monsignor Smaragde Mbonyintege's contribution for the past 17 years as the Bishop of Kabgayi.
Nyiricyubahiro Musenyeri Smaragde, ndagushimira ko urangije neza.
Monsignor Smaragde, I thank you for completing successfully the task you had and believing in God, and also for the infrastructures in place you supported, like churches, schools, and hospitals. We will always remember you for this.
Niriya nyubako nshya ku Ruyenzi witangiye tuzahora tuyikwibukiraho.
Christians in Kabgayi Diocese urges the newly pastoral administration of Kabgayi to emphasize on solving issues of residents and their growth in faith. Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente, who represented the President of the Republic of Rwanda at this event, pointed out on the government's will towards the development of the citizens, and this could not be achieved without partners like the Catholic Church. This diocese supported in the development of various institutions, especially education, health, and other sectors, benefiting Rwandans. As we are all aware, the government of Rwanda has development goals, and we have various partners on the way, including the Catholic Church. And as I said, the Catholic Church is a great partner in the development of Rwanda. The said goals, the government cannot achieve them alone, and that is why collaboration is essential as the government, private sector, NGOs, religions, and citizens at large.
Zirimo leta, abikorera, imiryango itari leta, amadini n'abaturage muri rusange.
Prime Minister also urged Muhanga district residents to prevent themselves from residing in high-risk zones and eating a balanced diet. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Prince, for the report. Now moving ahead to education matters. The First Lady of Rwanda, Her Excellency Jeannette Kagame, during Green Hills Academy graduation ceremony that occurred at Kigali Convention Center, commended and urged graduates to take wise decisions in all they do and also prioritizing their country wherever they are. Shinateta continues.
87 students graduated from Green Hills Academy High School, and they appreciate the school management's support as well as teachers and parents.
First and foremost, I would like to thank all the teachers who have guided us throughout our educational journey. You have given all of us unbelievable support throughout the years. Many of you have taught us life lessons that will carry even beyond our education. To all the parents, your encouragement, support, and sacrifices are the reasons why we are all here today to celebrate this wonderful achievement.
Let us celebrate the friendships made, the knowledge gained, and the growth we achieved. We had the footballers, the basketballers, the artists, the debaters, but our smiles are what brings us all together.
yo gushimira abanyeshuri ba Green Hills.
Furthermore, Salem Sindinjanyine, a student that was helped by these graduates to start high school, expressed gratitude and promised to study hard and excel.
Kubw'impamvu yo gushimira abanyeshuri ba Green Hills.
I thank my fellow students who contributed towards getting me back to school. I promise to study hard and make you proud. God bless you so much.
Kandi mbifurije amahirwe mu buzima bwanyu bw'ahazaza. Imana ibahe umugisha. Murakoze.
The Green Hills Academy administration says it is proud of having 87 students graduating from high school, expressing that they now have secured admissions to the world-renowned universities, enabling them to contribute towards Rwanda's development in sectors like education, technology, economy, international relations, and more. The Minister of Education, Dr. Valentine Uwamariya, says that Rwanda needs students' contribution towards the country's development.
Remember that you are the architect of your own destiny. The world needs your talents, ideas, and passion to solve the pressing issues of our time. Believe in yourselves, trust in your abilities, and never lose sight of the incredible potential that lies within each of you.
Her Excellency Jeanette Kagame, the First Lady of Rwanda, recognized and appreciated the humility of these graduates for having supported their fellow students who had no means to start high school, and therefore requested them to always take wise and good decisions for their future.
Closing the enchanting chapter of carefree childhood and engaging on the adventure of adulthood. And demanding this adulthood can be even in youth. You have come to crossroads where celebration will be yours in case of successes, and shame and guilt will be too in case of failure and misbehavior. The courts of public opinion will begin to observe your actions as your own and no longer attribute them to the choices of your parents. Sooner than you think, you'll be the decision makers and opinion leaders like the long line of high achievers that once sat where you sit today in their graduating gowns and now stand at the forefront of our development. You are never too young to make the right choice, for these choices are seeds that will sprout throughout the rest of your lives.
These high school graduates are from the 20th cohort of Green Hills Academy. Shina Teta, RTV News.
Thank you, Shina, for the report. Now moving on with health matters. Healthcare professionals who treat diabetic patients say that regular monitoring them helps them to continue living a good and healthy life and prevents the development of additional health issues. We do have this report. Old girl who lives in Gatsata sector in Gasawa district is at a clinic that provides services to diabetic patients to check her blood sugar levels. After taking her blood sample, the test is placed in the designated machine, and in just 3 minutes, it shows the result of the blood glucose level in his body over the past 3 months. She says that she discovered about her illness when she was 5 years old, and also notes that receiving medication and the attention of her family is what helps her continue her life. At first, it was hard to control my blood sugar levels, but my mother helped me out through those hard times. She brought me to Kinamba in this clinic. They provided me with medicines and also showed me how to take them. This included taking medicines appropriately and on time. At times in the morning, before eating, I would find that my blood sugar levels are a bit high, but in the evening, I would take the medicines. And also when I fall into hypertension, I reduce the amount of medication I have to take. All that is needed is to have confidence and continue studies and then go on with life. The administration of the clinic points out that there are currently 2,510 young people and children under the care of this clinic, which is equal to 60% of all the patients that they receive. Dr. Etienne Uwingabire, who follows up on these patients, points out that proper monitoring has been shown to have a significant impact on the health of the children with diabetes. There are some of these people who had dropped out from school because sometimes people would discourage them, showing them that there is no reason to leave. But when they get trained on how they should follow up on their health and then start taking care of themselves, they carry on their studies. Sometimes, some of them were discouraged that they wouldn't get birth, but now they have grown up and are getting married. All we did was to train them on how to follow up on their condition so that they can continue to lead a normal life. Doctors who monitor these children and young people with diabetes say that these patients have type 1 diabetes. It is a sickness whose precise etiology has not yet been identified through research. Patients with this disease produce little or no insulin from their pancreas. Insulin is a hormone that the body utilizes to let sugar into cells so that it can be converted to energy. Insulin injections are required of those with the disease. According to the management of this clinic, research is now being done to enable diabetic patients to monitor their blood sugar levels every 5 minutes without having to perform a blood test. About 10% of people with diabetes worldwide have type 1 diabetes. Now moving ahead with security matters, the police, senior officers, security and justice organs personnel from various African countries say that the 2 days symposium discussions on peace, security and justice concluded on Friday enabled them to understand that solutions to the continent's instabilities are at hand. Prince Manzi with the report.
The topic concerning the current hindrance of the security, peace and justice on the African continent, experts paneled demonstrated that there's an increase of technology-related crimes, hatred speech, and other sorts of crimes that require skills and collaboration to eradicate them. The Rwanda Defense Force spokesperson, Brigadier General Ronald Gwivanga, elaborated that the increase of the extremist Islamic groups in Africa, sometimes it is because of how they are discriminated by their country's leadership. On this topic, the Chief Executive Officer of the Rwanda Governance Board, Dr. Usta Kaitesi, shared with the participants on how Rwanda chose to not leave anyone behind.
And when you look at each of these homegrown solutions, they present the opportunity to pursue our togetherness by creating the space for the citizens to participate, by creating the space for the citizens to hold one another accountable, but also by creating the space for the citizens to develop and pursue a greater life.
Participants demonstrate that Africa could be at peace once collaboration is strived for.
My take home is that as Africans, we have the solutions to our own problems. And the most important thing is the goodwill of the leadership.
Concluding the 10th edition of the Police Senior Command and Staff course, the Minister of Interior, Alfred Gasana, reiterated that there's a need to address the root causes of conflicts to foster justice on the continent.
There is always a considerable need to address all the social injustices related to root cause of conflicts in order to effectively foster justice for sustainable peace and security of the continent. And I believe each and everyone here will actively contribute to this agenda.
35 police senior officers, security and justice organs personnel from 10 African countries participated in this symposium convened at the National Police College in Musanze district. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
We comfort the families that lost their loved ones, and that story sums up tonight's edition. And on behalf of the entire news production team, thank you for staying loyal to Rwanda Television. See you next.